I built a website using ChatGPT, and it almost cost me a real client. Not because it looked bad, not because it was broken. Actually, it looked pretty good. And that's exactly the problem. Because what I'm about to show you is something most people don't see until it's too late. If you're using AI to build your website, or thinking about it, you might be making a mistake that doesn't show up in design, doesn't show up in SEO, but shows up when someone decides whether to trust you or leave. And if you miss this, you won't know why your website isn't converting. Stay with me, because the part that almost lost me the client wasn't what you'd expect. I've been building websites for over 20 years. I've worked with small businesses, service providers, e-commerce brands, and I've seen every shift. Flash websites, mobile-first design, SEO waves, and now AI. So I'm not against using tools like ChatGPT. I use it, but I don't rely on it. Because there's a difference between using AI as a tool and letting it make decisions it's not equipped to make. And that difference is subtle. Most people don't notice it. So here's what happened. I wanted to test something. I decided to build a website using ChatGPT. Structure, copy, messaging, everything. And at first, it fell fast. Almost too fast. The layout made sense. The copy sounded clean. The sections were organized. If you looked at it quickly, you'd probably think, this works. And that's where it becomes dangerous. Because when something looks right, you stop questioning it. This is why AI-built websites are exploding right now. They remove friction, no blank page, no overthinking, no delays. And for a business owner, that feels like progress. But here's the gap no one talks about. AI gives you answers, but it doesn't understand your business. It doesn't understand your market positioning. It doesn't understand your customer psychology. It doesn't understand what makes someone choose you over someone else. It just predicts what sounds right. And sounding right is not the same as being effective. So I sent the website to the client, and their reaction wasn't negative. It was worse. They said, yeah, it looks good, but something feels off. That sentence matters more than people realize, because something feels off is where conversions die. Not in design, not in loading speed, in perception. So let me ask you this. Have you ever looked at your own website and thought, it's fine, but it's not doing anything? Here's what ChatGPT got wrong. Not technically, strategically. The messaging was generic. Not bad, just safe. It didn't highlight what made the business different. It didn't create tension. It didn't guide the visitor toward a decision. It filled space. And that's what AI is very good at. Filling space with things that sound correct. But clients don't convert because things sound correct. They convert because something clicks. Let me say this clearly. A website that looks good is not a successful website. That alone will probably get some disagreement. But think about it. How many good-looking websites have you seen that you would never buy from? And here's the part that almost cost me the client. It wasn't the homepage. It wasn't the design. It was the positioning. Because once we reviewed the site together, it became obvious. There was no reason to choose them. And if your website doesn't answer that question instantly, everything else becomes irrelevant. This is the real issue with AI-built websites. They average everything out. They remove sharp edges. They remove strong opinions. They remove differentiation. And in business, that's exactly what you cannot afford. Because your website isn't just information. It's a decision-making environment. And AI doesn't understand decisions. It understands patterns. Let me ask you something specific. If someone lands on your homepage right now, is it immediately clear why they should choose you? Or could that same copy apply to 10 other businesses in your industry? I'm genuinely curious because this is where most websites fail. So we rebuilt it, not from scratch, but from clarity. We kept parts of the structure, but we rewrote the positioning. We sharpened the messaging. We made decisions intentional. And suddenly, the site didn't just look good. It made sense. And more importantly, it felt right. Here's the takeaway. ChatGPT didn't almost cost me the client. Using it without strategy did. AI is powerful, but it's not aware. It doesn't know what matters. It doesn't know what your client is thinking when they hesitate. And that hesitation is where business is won or lost. So if you're using AI to build your website, use it to move faster, but don't let it decide for you. Because the moment your website starts sounding like everyone else, you stop being chosen. If you've used ChatGPT to write your website copy, what was your experience? Did it feel good enough? Or did something feel off? I'd actually like to know where you landed on that. And if you would like more tips on running a smooth, profitable web design business, please like this video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any valuable tips. My name is Fabio Peters. Until next time, take care.